Revenged Love, Chapter 5. Truths Between Breaths. The days after that night blurred together, like watercolors bleeding into one another, vivid but formless, soft but overwhelming. Leo went through the motions of life classes, notes, library hours, late-night ramen, but everything felt suspended, like he was underwater and the world above was just out of reach. And through it all, Elijah didn't reach out. He didn't text. He didn't hover outside lecture halls or show up with an extra coffee or pretend to forget his umbrella just to share Leo's. He let Leo have his space. And somehow, that silence hurt more than any words might have. Leo expected anger, expected to wrestle with bitterness, maybe even hate. But all he found within himself was a hollow ache, a longing that curled into his ribs and refused to leave. He caught himself thinking about Elijah's laugh, about how he always smelled faintly of cedar and citrus, about the way he listened, not just with his ears, but with his whole body, as if every word Leo said mattered. The next time they saw each other, it wasn't in a lecture hall or the library, or even a crowded cafe. It was the campus laundromat. Leo had gone late, sometime past midnight, thinking it would be empty. He wanted quiet, solitude, clean socks. Instead, he found Elijah, leaning against a washing machine, earbuds in, eyes closed. His hoodie was rumpled, jeans worn thin at the knees. His hair stuck out in too many directions, like he'd fallen asleep standing up. Leo froze in the doorway, unsure if he should retreat or move forward. But before he could choose, Elijah opened his eyes. Their gazes locked, and Elijah smiled, not with charm, not with mischief, but with softness, with familiarity. "Hey," Elijah said. Leo swallowed. "Hey." The air between them felt full of all the things they hadn't said. Leo sat in the far corner, loading his clothes into the machine slowly, like stalling would make the moment easier. But eventually, he sat near Elijah, just two plastic chairs between them. The laundromat hummed with motion. Machines whirred, the scent of detergent filled the room, and the fluorescent lights buzzed quietly. For several long minutes, neither of them spoke. Then Elijah broke the silence. "I didn't plan on falling for you." His voice was steady, honest, not heavy with regret or hopeful with expectation, just a simple truth. Leo turned his head, his chest tightened. "I thought Jamie was it," Elijah continued, watching the spinning clothes through the machine door. "I thought I had it all figured out, but something felt off. Even before we ended, I didn't want to admit it, and then you walked into class, all fire and silence, and He trailed off. Leo looked down, his fingers curled into fists in his lap. "I'm not ready," he said. His voice was smaller than he wanted it to be. "I know," Elijah replied softly. "I'm not here to rush you. I just needed you to know where I stand." Another pause, another hum of silence. "You scare me," Leo said after a long breath. That caught Elijah's attention. He turned to look at him, eyebrows raised but didn't interrupt. "You make me feel things I'm not ready to feel again," Leo continued. "After Jamie, I promised myself I wouldn't fall for anyone who could ruin me again. And you're everything I shouldn't want." "I know," Elijah said again. "But I want to be someone you don't have to be afraid of." The washer beeped, ending the cycle. Elijah stood and began pulling out his clothes. His movements were calm, practiced, and there was something grounding about watching him fold each piece with care. Leo sat still, letting the quiet wrap around him. When Elijah finished, he slung his laundry bag over his shoulder and walked to the door. But before stepping out, he turned. "I'll wait," he said. "As long as it takes. Just don't shut me out." Leo nodded, unable to speak. Then Elijah was gone. Leo remained alone, surrounded by the low whir of machines and the echo of unspoken things. He pressed a hand to his chest, right over where it hurt the most, and also where, for the first time in a long time, something felt alive again. In that small space between inhale and exhale, Leo whispered to the empty room, "Don't take too long.